I am the Dark Ages with Nick, and today we're talking about the Long Night for Total War Attila. The Long Night begins in 640 AD, with climate change having gone way worse in this timeline. I think after the Gothic War, global temperatures basically dipped leagues below what it did in our timeline. And you can see the remnants of Rome under Sebastian Constantinos is clinging on onto the eastern half of the empire. The western half, or at least what fled to Africa, are led by the Free Province of Africa. But the Roman Empire, you can see, has twisted difficulty because you're dealing not just with the Persians, as you can see here, but a new caliphate that has arisen in Arabia. And you can see they have the Sword of Islam and a jizya tax. But as for Western Europe, the Visigoths, Franks, and Ostrogoths, or what remains of them, are fighting over the ruins of the Western Empire as it's gotten a lot colder. Speaking of cold, in the far north, the Anglo-Saxons have united under Leofric and try to unite the island. And then the horse lords of the Avars around the ring have descended upon Europe. Let's check out the Roman Empire start date, and then I'll mention what exactly makes this mod fantasy. As you can see, we're greeted with mod information, in which this is an alternate timeline where the world descended into an ice age about a century prior to the start date. All but the most southern of lands, those held by the remnants of Rome and the Persians, have been left desolate and fertile by the cold. As a result, manpower is at an all-time low as civilizations struggle to feed their dwindling populaces and maintain order. The sun rarely shines and seasons no longer change as the world is trapped in an eternal winter. This mod is not easy, this mod is not fair. Pray for you and your faction for the long night sets, and you can see it's an eternal winter, as basically any movement outside of our outside here, Commander, we get attrition. As for the southern lands down here, it's a little better. Egypt is our main bread basket, which we have via the Field of Tears. It said that one dies while working the fields, they must work there in the afterlife for all eternity. Basically, any slave that we can send are being sent to Egypt to work the grain farms. And this is a little troubling because most of our food is coming from here, and we have something coming from the desert. At least the Sassanids are sorta at peace with us. I think we've only just barely held them off. But we're dealing with a revolt of Thracian Goths over here. Yeah, it's not good. Let me see if I can show a fertility map. It should be up here. Let me see. There we go. Food-wise, yeah, very low. Here we go, fertility. Everything basically above here is infertile. I think in the base game, infertile is only for regions like really up here, but because of eternal winter, it's basically spread down here. You can also see for our unit sizes, I think I have on ultra large, and we're still only able to bring about 100 men to field. And if I was on playing on the recommended size, it would be 40 men. But cities also have this unique great cities. You can see Constantinople, the jewel of the empire, the largest and wealthiest city in the world, famed for its insurmountable defenses. Now let's check out the Frankish start just to get a view of Western Europe. As for the Franks, you can see it's not much better in Western Europe. Basically everything over here and beyond is abandoned, and we are at war with the remains of the Alamans. I wish I could show their units, because I'll make a pause and actually show a fight with them, because some of their units are literally starving mobs, because it should be seen as basically the Alamans and basically the remnants of whoever else from here are fleeing south, and they're only being stopped by us, the Franks, and then the Lombardic Kingdom, and the Exarchate of Ravenna down here. But we also, as we share with the other Western barbarian factions, we have Roman aspirations, so we can reform the Western Roman Empire. As you can see, look at this.
I welcome you.
No, actually, we got to be bigger. You can see their rump state. And so you can be asked to join with you in the Union to recreate the Western Roman Empire. The stronger you are and the bigger the threat from foreign cultures, the more likely it'll be that they accept. So let's try to jump into a battle. I'm gonna recruit just some levy and try to bring this army over, but you can see we're gonna take attrition just by walking over here. But Bordeaux is one of the cities that also have a great city, capital of the Franks, or what remains of us, because yeah, we're taking some of the brunt, or most of the brunt, from climate change. You can see the Romano-Britons up here are attritioning in their capital because they probably have no food. But I'll see you guys in a battle, and then we'll get talking about the real meat and bones of this mod. You can see here the Alamans have finally sallied out to meet us, and they have scavenger mobs as part of their force. But we won't show this battle because I want to show the rosters for the factions, and then finally show what I've been hinting at this whole time. I've been hinting at them this entire time, but the main selling point of this mod is around 666, a demonic invasion from the Begotten will happen. I'll show them in battle soon enough. I think we'll try to defend Constantinople against them because they bring a lot to the field. You can see the average unit size is 400 for these Begotten thralls, and they're led by the Undergod, which is basically Satan. But what I wanted to show for the living factions are these unique vanguard units that each, well, most of the factions have. You can see this is a 6th century or 7th century Roman army, and some of the vanguard units they have are the Escobai Spearmen, the Cataphract Scudatoi, and then the Varangian Guard. For the Free Province of Africa, they have the Leopard Swordsmen, who are their elite infantry. For the Caliphate, they have the Mubarizun, the elite warriors of Islam. For the Sassanids, they have the Zayyadan Royal Guard. For the Visigoths, they have the Royal Crossbowmen. For the Franks, they have the Royal Anstratones Guard. And for the Avars, they have the Avar Horde. But now let's jump into a battle where we try to defend Constantinople against the hordes of the Begotten. I should also mention before the battle begins, this mod comes with Undergods battles, which traces the invasion of the demons, simultaneously with the fall of Constantinople, and so that's sort of the inspiration for this battle showcase. Okay, to mimic the battle, the Undergods battle, I've set Constantinople to Devastation 3, and we're also facing a massive undead horde. You can see we've only about 2,000 men to field, and they brought 12,000. You can see the Varangians are, because they're a vanguard unit, they can bring 300 while everyone else is pushing 100. And let's see how long we can last. I've set a bunch of archers, and I basically also made it so it's not a super experienced force, it's more like the last stand of the Empire. I put artillery here just to try to get some fire off them, because these guys, because they're undead, they're unbreakable, but they also have very, very little resistance to missile attacks. So let's see what we can do. And with the battle beginning, they're going to just rush these breaches in the wall, as we're going to just try to fire off every projectile we can.
All we need to do is...
Well, not intentional. I set this. I didn't set it to be at night, but I feel like that matches it thematically with the Queen of Cities at our back.
We don't stand a chance. The enemy outnumbers us.
And we're already just mowing them down. You can see because they have no missile
sighted.
resistance. Just got our men at the walls, blowing them up. The biggest threat is going to be the Undergod himself, because he can shoot fireballs, and he's also basically indestructible. They also do have suicide bombers, so that's not going to be good. Speaking of that, you can see for each of our units, we have the option to commit suicide, which I guess it's for the suicide bombers, but it's kind of funny that all our units can use it. So now just do a slow motion as they just run into our pikes. I'm looking back at those guys. Who's throwing axes? I saw some axes come our way. From this angle, it's even more foreboding. Let's see, our unguarded archers are just
Enemy
firing
troops
down
against
into
the
the
walls.
horde, who will just continue to advance relentlessly. Kill-wise, if we look at our archers already, 91, 81, 96, 0. These guys... Oh, yeah, put them back here. Come on, guys, get to work. 82, 317, 325, 256. They're already out of ammo. I would expect a little more ammo considering we're facing the Antichrist, basically. And it's hard to show here, but look at this. The amount of bodies just scattered from their approach over here. Let's see what kind of work our artillery's doing. You get right here, artillery. You're gonna be golden. 15, 21. Come on, get to work. Here come the suicide bombers. Let's see if we can see them in action. I put it on slow-mo just for dramatic effect, but let's go back to normal speed. Well, I want to see some action. Our Varangian guard is cutting them up pretty nicely. Let's see if we can get some slow-mo of that. Varangians is holding the line. I think the AI doesn't know you're supposed to use it like that. Suicide bombers. Thankfully, we have some units in reserve as well. Like the full moon. As the thralls just keep pouring in. My frames keep tanking as a result. They crumbled our towers just by sheer force of will. You can also hand wave hit as the Undergod literally blasting them apart. But humanity will not die tonight. Let's get these archers, see anywhere we can put them that might be effective. I think behind here, just shoot over the heads of the pikemen who are racking up some good kills. Let's just get that dramatic shot of the artillery crashing in. Oof. We want him to hit him right here on this bridge, because I think if our archers were not just standing around, they could get a lot more kills. The thralls are starting to break through over here, so let's send in our men, our reserves, because they're starting to swamp over us. So even though they're undead, they're still wielding swords that they wielded in life. Our shock Skutai are facing the brunt of it. They've already broken just from the fear factor, so we need to get these guys in as quick as possible. Let's see if we can get our general. This whole line might collapse from the sheer force of the undead. That entire flank is collapsing. The undead are just pouring in now. We might have to fall back to the city center if we're able. I swear I had some units in reserve over here, but now they're all tied up. I fear Constantinople might fall soon. The pikes at the front are already still holding the line, but as this front begins to collapse, they might get struck in the
An
side.
entire unit has perished.
Now this is a dark visual. The Hagia Sophia is overlooking the fall of the city walls in the distance, as the undead will now start pouring down here. And as our fronts continue to buckle, the pikemen hold the line still. Same for the Varangians.
Our general has fallen.
But our general has fallen to the hordes of the undead. Our archers are making one last stand on this hill, but Constantinople itself may have fallen tonight. The Varangians are the last to hold the line as they keep on fighting. But the undead will soon surround them. and also take down our frames with it. Some of our artillery is trying to help out. But the Varangians, they might not be holding for long. This is the view on the city streets as the undead pour in. Constantinople has fallen. Still, we did a number on their forces, and if you were playing the campaign, I probably would have brought a lot more forces, and this battle could have been winnable. But you know, just trying to tell a good story. So anyway, that is the long night. I think it is pretty playable, but I have in my last games that I played as the Free Provinces of Africa a while ago, I'm talking like a year or two ago, I did have some crashes later in the game, but I'm gonna play on my own time and see if those issues still stand. But anyway, I'm the Dark Ages with Nick. I hope you liked this video. I'll see you guys next time.